So another question that I had with the hammock was, can you have sex in a hammock? And hello king or queen, or if you don't pick a side, royalty, I'm Dom. And today I'm making a video about my hammock. This is my bed and I've had it for almost a year now, and if you're curious about what it's like to have a hammock, or if you want to see why, or the benefits and pros and cons, please keep watching. So, I've had this hammock since last April, and the reason why I got it mainly was because I wanted to start pole dancing in my room. I wanted to do yoga, and I realized that my bed was taking up about like 90% of my room. I thought, like, why would I fill my space up with things that don't really serve me? So I decided that my bed was something that I could switch up. I looked up a lot of videos of the pros and cons of having a hammock and how you're supposed to sleep in a hammock, so I decided to make one video condensing all that information just in case you are looking. This is going to be your one-stop shop for that. I have a two-person hammock, and it is on a stand. It is not suspended on my walls or my ceiling. I live in an apartment, so I can't put holes in the wall, but the stand is just fine. It is perfect. It is about like 9 feet long, and I got it from Overstock. It was about $80 to $90, including the stand, and I think it's perfect. So my hammock is a two-person hammock, as I said before, and it really does fit two people comfortably, but there's no, like, two people assuming that you guys are okay with cuddling and just being up against each other, because there's not enough space for you to like move away from each other, and I don't really think hammocks are made for that anyway. Even if it was like a 4-person hammock, I feel like the way that gravity works, you're just gonna fall into each other anyway. But I think a 2-person hammock is perfect for me, who sleeps alone most of the time. It's just fine. It's really comfortable. I don't really know what a 1-person hammock would feel like, because I feel like this one is like just perfect. Another thing that I was interested in when I was looking for a hammock was, is it okay for your back? Because that was another thing that I was experiencing. I was having a lot of back issues, and I felt like my bed wasn't really supporting me in the way that I needed to be. So I didn't want to create another issue with my back by sleeping in a hammock. So there is a right and a wrong way to sleep in a hammock. The way that it's naturally shaped, like the way that I'm sitting in it right now, where it's like in a U shape, is not how you're supposed to sit in it or sleep in it, because your back would just curl all night, which is not good for your back. So the right way to sleep in it is on a diagonal, where you kind of straighten it out and it kind of evens out. So I just also want to show you the stand that I have has different settings where I could make the hammock higher or lower, and I do recommend like a medium setting, because you don't want the hammock to be so low and so loose that there's no way that you can straighten it, but you also don't want it to be so high up and so pulled taut that you can't, it doesn't mold to your body. So there is a healthy balance, and each person may have a different setting. So mine is where I've had it for a while. Definitely was a trial and error thing, because at first I was just excited to have a hammock, so I just had it high as hell, but that was not good for my back. It wasn't movable, it wasn't comfortable. So what I've noticed is that you can sleep in many different positions in a hammock. There's really nothing that's off limits, except for on your stomach. I thought that you only had to sleep on your back, and I'm not a back sleeper, or I wasn't at first. And what I realized is that I could sleep on my sides, I could do the fetal position, like all of those things are still accessible to me. So yeah, if you are not someone who sleeps on their sides or your back, if you're exclusively a stomach sleeper, maybe the hammock isn't for you, because it's really uncomfortable to sleep on your stomach. Like, the way that your body would bend is just not natural, and it would be extremely uncomfortable. Okay, so another question that I had with the hammock when I was looking was, can you have sex in a hammock? And I didn't find any answers, so I'm going to tell you right now. You can have sex just about anywhere if you try hard enough. Obviously, some positions would be off limits because it's something it moves, it's not like sturdy, and it's hard to balance, but you can figure it out. Only thing about the hammock is that I would not recommend sleeping in a hammock if you are a couple, because it isn't really suitable for all night sleeping with another person unless you really don't mind being pressed up against somebody like for 8 hours straight. I don't really recommend it because every time they move, you have to move. They have to exclusively lay on their back. You guys have to position yourselves so that it's like straight, and it's just not good for that. I would say if it's really good for, if you're just napping together or if you're just hanging out. I think it's perfect for that because, it's comfortable. It's really comfortable, and then you can sit on it like this, you can chill. I think like 2 more people or at least 1 more person could fit in it with me this side. So it's really comfortable as like a couch as well, but I don't really recommend it for like any couples, because there's no way to get away from them if you want to move away, like if you start getting hot. Speaking of hot though, this hammock, I really recommend that you put a blanket underneath, because something that I didn't realize was that a lot of air comes from the bottom of the hammock. A lot. And even if it's hot, even in the summer, I've needed a small blanket underneath the hammock because it's just fabric. Any air in your room is just going to go right through it. But it's a really easy fix, and it's really comfortable anyway. It's just like added comfort in your hammock. I have created my hammock to be like a little cocoon, and I have so many blankets. I have 3 blankets in this hammock. I also have a pillow at the bottom for added support. It's not really necessary, but I did want to add something just to lift me up a little bit more. If you just get hot, I think it's perfect because you can literally just take the blanket out the bottom and you'll be completely insulated all night. Like, you'll be fine. But me personally, I like to be warm. I like to be snuggled up when I sleep, so I do have a lot of blankets, but it is so comfortable. Like, I literally feel like a baby. Also, here's something that I didn't think about when I got it. The first night that I slept in it, or like the first day that I had it, I would just sit in it, and it rocks. When you sit in it, it rocks for a while. I'm right next to a wall, so I could just stop myself, but I would start to get a little dizzy, or like motion sickness, but not like intensely, because it is just a small rocking and you could slow yourself down. That definitely wore off like after the first 2 days, first day even, and honestly sometimes it's really soothing at night when I'm just like in here and I'm just like rocking to sleep. So if that's something that you're interested in, I do think that the hammock is a good buy. Back to the main reason why I got this hammock, which was for space purposes. It was a great idea. I have so much floor space now, and even with that being said, I have space to store things under my hammock. I could put things beneath it, behind it, on the sides of it. I feel like I just have so much more space in my room to do what I actually want to do, and it's not full of things that don't serve me anymore, which makes me really happy. So the hammock was really easy to set up. The stand was about like 4 to 5 pieces, and it came with everything I needed to like screw it in and everything. The hammock is washable, so I can just take it off the stand and just throw it in the wash, and I have washed it. Another thing that I wanted to mention was that if you are someone who doesn't live anywhere permanently, I think the hammock would be perfect for you because it's so easy to move. Mine came with a whole pack, so as soon as I want to pack it up, I can just take the stand apart, put it in a bag, fold up the hammock, and be on my way. Like, it's the size of a book bag, so if you're somebody that, moves around a lot or it doesn't have a permanent space of living, this would be perfect for you because it is so easily movable and so easy to keep clean. It's cost efficient. Oh, yeah, I don't know if the price is doable for you, so I don't know if that really, counts, but I know that mattresses are way more expensive than hammocks. So yeah, overall, I have no regrets. This whole time I've had this hammock, I have only slept on a mattress like twice. I have not felt any need or I have not missed my mattress at all. and I just have so much more space, like, to do what I love, and it was a good move for me. So if those are things that you're interested in, I think that a hammock would be something that you would benefit from. Yeah, so I just want to go over the list again. The pros of having a hammock: it could potentially be cost efficient for you. It's very easy to move. It's very good if you need space, if you don't have too much space and you want to optimize your space. It's really good because it doesn't take up much. Very comfortable. If you are someone that sweats a lot in your sleep, this is extremely breathable, very comfortable. I've said that like 18 times. It really is comfortable. It is a good piece of furniture that's more like, it's like a bed, but it's also like a lounge chair, and it's just multi-purpose. Two-person hammock. I guess a con would be, I wouldn't recommend it for a couple because you have to be so close even in two-person hammock. Another thing is that, honestly, I can't think of too many cons. Oh, I guess if you're someone that needs to have sex in a bed, this may not be for you because there are a couple of positions that maybe aren't safe in a hammock, but you can obviously make it work if you want to get it done. You can make it happen. Another con, honestly, I can't think of one. So if you like this video or if this helped you in any way, give it a like, give it a comment if you have any questions. I'll leave my social media in the description box below, as well as a link to where you can get your own hammock. But other than that, I'll see you guys later.